we're going to look at a linear model. And we're going to use a linear model to try and solve a problem. So suppose that we have a rental car company that charges a flat fee of $50 per day plus 30 cents per mile. Let y be the cost in dollars of renting a car for 1 day for x miles. Find the slope-intercept form of the equation. Okay, so overall we see that we want to write an equation that's in slope-intercept form. Now in order to write an equation, we normally need to know about an x and a y. In this case we know we're linear equation, so we're given y and x as two variables. So let's go back to the beginning. We have a rental car company charges a flat fee of $50 per day. So we know that for 1 day you get charged $50 just for having the rental car. But then in addition to that, they're charging you 30 cents per mile. So I want to try and think about what that means. I know that if we're just talking about within 1 day, which is what it says here, 1 day, we know that they're going to charge us $50 no matter what. But then based on our miles, they're going to charge us 30 cents for every mile that we go. So let's pretend for a second that we're only going to go 1 mile. So that would be 130 cents. Or we say 30 cents times 1. So then our total for that day would be $50 plus that 30 cents, which is $50.30. So like if we try that again, if we're going to do it, try a different situation. We know it's going to be $50. Let's say we have it for 1 day and we go, let's just pretend we're going to go only 2 miles. Well, that's going to be 2 30 cents. So that's going to be a total of 60 cents. So if we add the $50 plus the 60 cents, we'll get $50.60. So in reality, we're not going to go just 2 miles. If we're renting this car, let's look at if we were going to go 100 miles. So that would mean we need 30 cents for every mile that we go. If we go 100 miles, it's 30 cents 100 times. We'll add that to our flat rate. So we'll end up with 50 plus 30 cents times 100, we get $30, which is going to be a total of $80 for that day if we go 100 miles. So we're taking the number of miles that we have and we're multiplying it by the cost. So if we look back at our problem here, it says let y be the cost. So as you can see below here, in order to get our cost, it's equal to the flat rate plus we have to pay the 30 cents per mile. Well, our cost, they're saying to use the variable y. So we have y is equal to, and we already know our flat rate for that day because we're just talking about for 1 day. So that's going to be $50 plus, it's 30 cents per mile. It tells us up above that's going to be for x miles. So we could write 0.30, 30 cents, times x. So we have an equation where we have y is our cost, x is the number of miles. Now our last thing to check is what it was asking us to do was to find the slope-intercept form of the equation. Remember that slope-intercept form looks like y equals mx plus b. So we're just about there. We have y is equal to, we'll write 0.30x, and so again this is like our change for every mile that we go, plus our $50. That would be our equation. So we know that, like for example, if we go no miles, x would be equal to 0, and we'd pay $50 just for having the car for the day. And then you can continue on. So let's suppose that you want to know what is the cost to rent a car for 1 day, and you plan on driving 500 miles. So we know we're talking about 1 day. So we have our flat fee of $50. We know that we get 30 cents for every mile. So the cost, Y, would be equal to 30 cents times the 500 plus the $50 flat fee. So we get Y is equal to $150, so that's just for driving the 500 miles. Then we'll add to that the $50 flat fee. So it's going to cost us a total of $200. And so again, this is to rent the car for 1 day and go 500 miles.